Hello everyone, I'm going to do another sermon video today. I'm going to be in Proverbs 30, 24 through 28 in the King James Version of the Bible. I've been doing a series on the four things mentioned in Proverbs 30, 24. I'm going to read it. There be four things which be little upon the earth, but they're exceeding wise. The answer are people not so strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. The conies are but a feeble folk, yet they make their houses in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet they go forth in bands, forth all of them by bands. And the spider take hold with her hands and is in kings' palaces. I've done the spider and the ant and the coney. So today I'm going to finish up with the locust. Hopefully, if the Lord will help me here. It says Proverbs 30:27 says the locusts have no king, yet they go forth all of them by bands. It teaches us a valuable lesson about success and happiness in life. The ordinarily very reclusive and solitary, they mind their own business and they venture only at night, and they meet other locusts only for brief moments. However, when the situation calls for it, they change dramatically in color and even more drastically in social behavior, becoming very friendly and group-oriented, creating huge swarms for their mutual benefit. Solomon was the wisest man that ever lived. He could talk in detail about things like trees and insects. He knew all about the desert locust, and he used to teach the value of it, joining together of others. That's the lesson of the locust. Is joining together with others. God created you to be a social creature, and you will only maximize your potential by using in conjunction with other people, like at family, school, marriage, school, a church, friends, business. Solomon also said, two are better than one, and a threefold cord is not easily broken. He gave four examples and he gave advantages to using all this to your advantage. The locusts have no king, yet they go forth by bands. The locusts have no king, yet they go forth, all of them by bands. There's a fabulous proverb in those 14 words. It's simple and contains a hidden lesson of great wisdom. The locusts, what they teach us is that things are better together than they are individually. There's power in numbers. There is tremendous power in unity. That's why Satan fights us on that very one thing. Without a leader, they travel in large coordinated swarms that still frighten men today. And can you learn their wisdom? We sure can. There's a desert locust which inhabits the areas near Israel. God gave the desert locust a very unique trait to teach us wisdom, and our preacher Solomon reveals here for our learning. The desert locust usually a very lonely, quiet individual and lead a solitary life. They're real shy, except for the brief encounters. They fly at night to avoid each other, very content at being alone. But when put in a crowded situation with other locusts, they drastically change to become social creatures. The radical change in personality is their unique trait. They start swarming together, and they do so in very coordinated ways, with sometimes billions of locusts involved. So great is this transformation that they're like two different species when they get together. They're basically alone, and then they get together, and it's just like two different personalities and creatures. Only 3 inches long and weighing 2 grams, a single locust can eat his weight in food every day. They can really destroy some things, can't they? They have a top speed near 20 miles an hour, and they can cover 75 miles in one day. With a few others, they can ravage a country, devouring most edible things in their path. A swarm of locusts covering 2,000 square miles crossed the Red Sea in 1889 and was estimated to weigh 500,000 tons and contain 250 billion individual locusts. And swarms still occur today and are a serious threat to agriculture from North Africa to Asia. The blessed God called these creatures his army, and he describes their character and destructive capability in great detail. He sent this army one time to Egypt to encourage Pharaoh to let his people go to Canaan. The results were devastating. They darkened the sun and ate every green thing. He commands the locusts, and he created the great use of society. At the end of this thing, though, they're going to be the locusts, but they're not going to want any green thing. We can learn the wisdom from this, that the advantages of numbers and unity. Society is better than individuality. Two are better than one, and a threefold cord is not easily broken. Every person with a good spouse knows that marriage is certainly better than being single. The fact is obvious to wise men, regardless of the modern, people say the blessings and how good it is to be single. Well, it's not for me. I mean, there might be somebody out there that way, but there are four advantages to human society. You can share the rewards of your labor and prosperity. Number two is when one has difficulty, the other can help them. And three, their different abilities are synergistic and result in greater productivity. And fourth, they can defend against greater enemies. My wife and myself, we are very different, came from different backgrounds. I call it different nest. She's got that missing part that I don't have. And I assume I've got that missing part that to her personality that she don't have. We're just built different. She really helps me see the different side of things and keeps me from getting tunnel vision. God has chosen human society to maximize human potential. Marriage is a wonderful blessing to a person. A family is great. We see the purpose of the local church from our Locust examples. The children of God join together in a common society for the greater benefits of the group. They can thrive spiritually when they use one another. And the apostles taught this fact. You can get done more than you can individually. I don't know everything, and there's people in our church that know things that I don't, and we complement each other, hopefully, and we all see a need for a close and unified church. What good is a church divided against itself? It will surely fall, as Jesus taught us. So as it is with the division in a family, friends or whatever. And God, I preached on the 6 things God hates, yea, 7 abomination, and that 7th thing is sowing discord among brethren. Don't matter how you feel about others, you can't do nearly as much or as well by yourself as you can with assistance of others. I think about the man on the cot, the mat, or whatever, and they were taking him up. They brought him to the house where Jesus was, and it was so crowded they couldn't even get in the door. And I just think about myself being on the mat sometime. He didn't get 4 people that was as dysfunctional as he was or couldn't do any more than he did. He got 4 people that could do more and go further than he could go. That's what we need. That's the advantage of having other people. is because with them you can go further than you can go by yourself. Um, and I've said before, they couldn't get him in the front. So he probably said, if it was me on the cot and I had four brothers from Reading, well, I'd probably say, well, all right, brothers, y'all tried. I mean, you tried to get me in, and I appreciate it. And you can just take me on back if that's what you want to do. And they said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to get you in. And that's what the mindset of those brothers that day. They went up on the roof and cut a hole in the roof. It's in Mark, the second chapter, I believe it is, and let him down through that hole. And I've remarked before, I want four tear off the roof guys on my team. That's exactly what I want. I want people that can carry me further than I can go by myself. We can help one another. I know we can, and I'm trying to get us to take the lesson of the Locust today and be more powerful as a group. So my phone number is 256-508-4410. If you need me, give me a call or a text, and I'll try to get back to you when I can. Probably not exactly when you call or text, but I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And may God bless you until next time.